Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, playthroughs, don't do unboxings, but we generally like to talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we're going to be talking about an abstract puzzle game. We're going to be talking about After Us, and in this game you'll be trying to complete different boxes on a load of cards that will give you rewards, that will give you victory points, that will allow you to win the game. So in this video we'll be giving you a very brief overview of the rules. We're telling you what we do like, what we don't like, and we'll come back and we'll tell you whether or not After Us is worth your time and bother today and in the future. So remember, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel, hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. See you after this. Bollocks. So, After Us, how'd you play this game? So After Us is, truth be told, an abstract puzzle game, right? First thing you're going to do is you're going to put the board in the centre of the table and you're going to populate it with a load of decks of cards, yeah? You'll see that there are level 1 cards and there are level 2 cards. Each player is going to get 8 hammering cards. You'll shuffle these and then you'll draw 4 into your hand. You're also going to get a player board and an action token and another marker that you'll put on space 0 of the rage track. So the first phase is the assembling the tribe phase. You're going to take the 4 cards from your hand and you're going to place them below your player board, right? There's a load of different symbols on the cards and they are surrounded by boxes, yeah? You'll arrange the cards as such so that you can complete the boxes, meaning that you'll completely surround a reward with a black box. Once you place all your 4 cards, then you will resolve your primate assembly. You'll go from top to bottom, left to right, and any of the rewards that you have completely encircled in a box, you'll be able to take them. Maybe you're going to get some energy, maybe you'll just get straight up victory points, or maybe you'll get some resources, right? There are also conditions on the cards, so it might be the case that you'll have to give up a certain number of resources to get something like victory points, yeah? And some resources require you to have a certain number of different types of apes in your assembly, yeah? So once you have done this, then you will go on to phase 2, which is attracting new apes, yeah? I used to do this every Saturday night at a pub called Kingsley's, and sadly it shut down, it turned into a Greg's. Not that much difference actually, is there? You know what I mean? So the way you're going to do this, you're going to take one of your action markers and you will put it face down. Everyone will do this, and then you'll reveal, and then you'll be able to grab an ape corresponding to the action marker that you've chosen, right? You'll have to pay the different resources, and you'll see there's a level 1, level 2. Level 2 is more expensive, but it's going to give you more benefits. Once you've done this, you'll chuck any cards that you bought on top of your draw pile, ensuring that you will see that ape as quickly as possible. So each ape type has a special ability. The orangutans, for instance, provide you with energy, and this will allow you to activate one of the objects that humans had left behind for the apes to get their hands on. So you might want to utilise the huge purple vibrator. No, I am joking. Maybe you want to activate the computer, and this allows you to immediately score 5 fucking victory points, yeah? Maybe you think you're a fucking pinball wizard and you want to activate the pinball machine. And it says, before assigning your primate assembly, draw a 5th card. You have access to an extra card this round, yeah? That's fucking amazing. That's like being humped by blind Roger Daltrey, isn't it? Or maybe you would like to raid the fucking minibar. Surely this shit is fucking well out of date, what with this being set decades after human beings were made extinct. But this lets you swap one of your resources for one resource in the general supply. You may swap resources of any type. I don't know what that's got to do with a Vulcan Red Bull or a monkey pissed on Vulcan Red Bull, but it's just a game, innit? So if you have a chimp in your deck, you're going to be able to put on a wanking glove like Michael Jackson. Again, I am joking, but this allows you to activate frames more than once per turn, yeah? A bit like bubbles, isn't it? Or maybe you think you're a fucking silverback and you decide to get a gorilla in your deck. Gorillas generate rage, yeah? A bit like me on crystal meth. Each time you gain rage, advance your player token by the corresponding number of spaces on the rage track. You can spend 4 rage at any time to permanently remove a shit card from your deck. So if you're fed up with seeing those tamarins in your deck, then you can spend a rage from your gorilla mates to tell them to fuck off. Or maybe you want a little bit of baboon bum action and you decide to get a mandrill. These special abilities of mandrills is that they contain more victory points than other apes, yeah? Maybe it's the fact that they keep showing their asses off to people, but yeah, they give you more victory points. You can copy an action disc of an opponent if you pay extra resources, and once you've done fucking about with this, then you'll go into phase 3, which is rest, and this is basically a load of clean-up sort of stuff, yeah? So you'll keep doing this, you'll keep getting into bed with all these different primates, and when a player reaches 80 victory points, yeah, then the game will be over, and that player will be the winner of After Us. What do we like? But After Us. So the first thing that we really like about this game is that it just keeps on giving you rewards, yeah? And when you augment your deck with bigger and badder apes, then you're going to get even more resources and even more options to get more resources, yeah? So yeah, we love games that keep giving you loads of shit to deal with. And in this game, you're going to end up with a pile of resources the size of a Briard's shit. And if you like games that keep giving you stuff, then part of this game might just scratch that itch. So the next thing that we really like about this game is that there is a good variety of apes. Well, I say good variety, there's only 4 apes in them, but you've got 2 different levels of apes. And each of these does something different. Like we said, the mandrills, they're going to parade around with their arse hanging out to give you victory points, yeah, which is a nice, easy thing to remember. And the gorillas are going to allow you to dump shit out your hand, yeah. Obviously, the orangutans are going to give you energy that's going to allow you to use one of the items available anytime. And the chimps are going to allow you to effectively have a double turn, yeah. So there's loads of different ways of changing the way that your deck works, yeah. I know it's not particularly innovative in any way. Dominion and countless other deck builders do this. So yeah, it's nice that each of these apes does a different thing related to one portion of the game and doesn't relate to every single part of the game, yeah. So the final thing that we like about After Us is that not only does it play out to 6 players, because I keep banging on about this, but our gaming group is more often than not 6 players, yeah. So that's a good thing. But it does it in the same way that Seven Wonders does it, and it eliminates any extra downtime dependent on how many players you're playing with, yeah. So where a lot of this game is played simultaneously, you're going to be placing your cards down simultaneously, you're going to be taking your rewards simultaneously, you're going to be choosing your action disc simultaneously. It doesn't make any type of difference as to whether you're playing with 6 players or whether you're playing with just 2, yeah. The downtime is negligible, and that is more than welcome in this current age of Kickstarter bloat fluff. What don't we like about After Us? So the first thing that we don't like about After Us is the theme is thinner than Gandhi's flip-flop. I mean, we talk about themes that are pasted on all the time, yeah, but this one takes the fucking piss. It's essentially fucking clickbait at the end of the day. I looked at this game and I thought, oh look, it's a post-apocalyptic ball game. I'm always intrigued by the doom and gloom that I experience when I consume post-apocalyptic cultural stuff, yeah. And I was thinking maybe this game is going to offer some kind of narrative. It's going to offer a journey through post-apocalyptic landscape, and you're going to be able to create a story, yeah. But nothing could be further from the truth. This is essentially an abstract puzzle game wrapped up in a rice paper thin theme, yeah. When you start playing a game, the theme just completely disappears. I mean, there's nothing post-apocalyptic about it, yeah. You might as well have had a Ugandan jungle theme where you're tickling a fucking gorilla's ball bag. It's really, really disappointing. I was absolutely gutted when I cracked this open and realised it's got nothing to do with a radiation-ridden landscape or a post-coronavirus urban calamity, and it's just a fucking rip-off at the end of the day, yeah. So if you go into this game thinking it's going to be one of them storytelling games, then don't, because it ain't. Second thing that we don't like about After Us is I can't figure out why you have to hide your action disc, yeah? It doesn't really matter if everybody chooses the same fucking ape, does it? Just seems like a complete waste of time. You may as well just announce which one you're going to take. And also, this suffers from the same sort of thing as Race for the Galaxy, in that the game says it doesn't matter who takes the card first, yeah? Well, it does fucking matter, because if somebody draws a card that you wanted, you could have said, well, I wanted to take that card first, and then that would have made your tableau a little bit more efficient, yeah? And I know people are going to say, well, the deck's random. Well, it isn't, is it? Because when you shuffle a deck, it goes into a specific order, and there's nothing really random about it, yeah? So don't understand why you have this sort of hidden bullshit with the action discs, and it's a pain in the arse that there's no specific turn order when you're drawing a card, yeah? So the final thing that we don't like about After Us is that there is only 2 levels of cards that you can stick in your deck, yeah? There's only 8 different ways to augment your deck, yeah? And if you're not really interested in energy and you're not really interested in taking another turn, then your options are severely limited. I mean, if you think about granddaddy of deck building games, Dominion, each set comes with a boatload of cards, like 25 sets in most cases, and you're only going to be using 10. There's a huge amount of possibilities you're going to get with the base game, and if you've got all 15 fucking sets, then there's an infinite number of combinations and possibilities. In this one, you're just not going to get that same level of variety, and I suppose maybe this screams expansion, but I'm just not enthused enough with the game to even bother with that. I'd rather just play something else. So to summarise, is After Us worth your time and bother today and in the future? So we are going to say no. After Us seems like a deliberate attempt to cash in on the success of the TV show The Last of Us. I mean, it even sounds fucking similar, doesn't it? The theme here, however, is missing, like Lord Lucan giving Elvis a blowjob on the moon. It does have an intriguing puzzle at its core, but this is simply not enough to save it from itself, which is that this game has literally nothing to do with the post-apocalyptic genre and more to do with an off-the-shelf Sudoku puzzle mag. So there you go, that is After Us. Remember, if you're new here, please consider subscribing to this channel. Hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. See you next time.